Alright, hopefully we've got some audio now. Hey there, full wave. Oh yeah, that is the boxer marker. Wow, it's flipping quiet round here. Oh well. Hey Jim, Diatom. Okay, so this morning I received my CH340 chips, which are half the size physically of the, well, these are the N variant. They don't require an oscillator, and they're only half the size. They obviously don't have quite as many features as the G version, but for this particular project, we really don't care. We're going for cheap, I suppose. Funnily enough, I think the N variants are slightly more expensive than the ones that I have, the Gs. But because I'm saving on the oscillator, in which case mine's a ceramic 12 megahertz, and it's got the integrated caps in it, so you know there's probably about 60 cents of savings there. Anyway, I'll just take this out, and yeah, so we're going to see if we can transplant one of these onto here. We'll probably have to dead bug style it, or most likely have to dead bug style it. I'm just trying to get a comparison here of how we can map the pins. I guess this will have to do. So the 340, the TX-RX to the USB connector is over here, whereas on the G variant it's at the back of the middle here. So that's fine, we could sort of put it there, but then we have to shift the power lines and everything like that. So yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to have to be a dead bug style. And the data input is on a very different pin altogether, so I'll probably have to, yeah, definitely gonna have to be like a flipped upside down data bugged. Hey there, Harold. Hey there, Gandhi. Congratulations on making it to this stream. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is take off the old chip. May as well leave all the other bits and pieces on there. Nice to see the microscope auto switching light working as well. I'm just going to cover that there because I don't really want to damage that FPC connector. Fortunately, I shouldn't need to do any reprogramming of this. It should be a straightforward process. Of course, you know, many famous last words like that. Might as well take the oscillator off. And we also don't need that 10 nanofarad anymore. Hey there, A1. Oh, g'day, A1. I sent someone your way this morning. What was the issue they were having? Oh, they had an iPhone 5 that they needed data recovery from. I didn't know if it was possible or not. I imagine it's going to depend on what iOS version they're running. But I sent them your way because I figured you'd know if anyone. Hey Kodak. Hey Rob. So these are the 340N variant. Hey Rodrigo. Now fortunately most of these pins are not populated, so I can actually get away with mounting it straight back onto here. I will have to obviously reconnect ground and power, but I can pretty much put it straight back down there, and then that should line those two pins up there which we need for the data. Because as you can see, that's them there. And then the rest I will just simply wire over. Hey there, Greg. What's going on with your laser printers or something? Okay, so where's ground on this one? I just realised I do not have the ground plane flooded on this one, so I'm not quite sure, but that's okay. I've got the schematic here. Assuming the schematic doesn't have any flip pins like my INA did. Okay, so pin 3 is ground on this. So that'll be that one there. We can make a very easy fix there. We just simply bridge those two, and that's ground sorted out for us. Hey there, Hyperman. Sorry there haven't been many videos lately. There's a lot of things going on, and well, to be honest, there isn't a lot of haven't been a lot of jobs walking in yet. I'm kind of thankful for it though. There we go. That's a very strong ground connection there. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Let's see. And 3v3 comes in on pin 8. So that'll be there. So we basically we could blob all of these, but I suppose we'll just put a nice little wire across there. Well, the kittens are sort of rehomed in a very bad way, as in it's looking very much like they're actually going to just stay here, and we're just going to have to grow our house. It's probably not the smartest thing I'm going to do in my life, but it seems to be what's happening. So if I become even more insane in the near future, you will know why. we were willing to let go of them, obviously, but or at least some of them. But there were certain sort of conditions that we were hoping to be fulfilled for us to let go of them, and we haven't been able to quite meet those conditions, and therefore we just sort of, I guess you could say, we're just calling it off. Pin 7. What's pin 7? Actually, pin 6. What's 6? 6 is TX. Okay. Let's hope I get this right. So this is the pin we want to feed our data to. I guess I could just run a wire across from there. I could probably use another piece of that bare wire. If I run it over the chip, it won't be a problem. I think it might be new sanity every month. It's gonna be insane. But I've gone ahead and told the fencing chap, who's just finished 100 meters of fencing, color bond fencing, that he now needs to do another 50 meters of color bond fencing, which of course is going to send me very broke. But we figure when we've got that, then we can take away all the dividing fences that we have around the house currently, and we'll finally be able to have it that they can all go completely around the house without any obstruction. So right now, the house is kind of, the yard is divided up into multiple sections. But yeah, I think it's time we're going to have to open it all up. But if we can take the dividing fences away from the wall of the house, then that alleviates one of the biggest issues, which has been the risk of them if they get onto, for frick's sake, I broke it. If they get onto the roof, then they can technically get out. But if we take away all the dividing fences that touch the house, then there's no way for them to actually get out. So they'll get onto the roof if they want, but it'll just be another platform for them to sit on. They won't actually be able to make any sort of escape route from that. Needs to say, yeah, it's going to be an expensive, big undertaking, but it seems like we're the kind of people who are just doomed to that fate for some reason. Suckers for it. If it was only new curtains every month, that would be nice. That would be comparatively cheap. The food bill is going to be astronomically stupid. On the other hand, we may as well just become wholesalers. There's going to be that much food that we have to use. We'll make a fair bit of our own food for them, but you do also need to give them a bit more than that. Probably really could have done some more flux on that. So yeah, we had a couple of people interested in some of the kittens, but it's yeah, we kind of want the kittens to go with companions, and certain types of yards. Yeah, we don't just want them going into a household where there's no protection for the kitten, or they may be facing dogs that are not really into cats, and there's a lot of those around here. So people have put their hands up, but we've unfortunately sort of had to decide, no, that's not going to work out. Oh, they're lucky. Alright, so that's the modification done. Now we have to see if it even works. The easiest way is we just take our one of the other current meters, and now I've just broken the software. Good job, Paul. Good job. Spectacular. Oh boy. It's USB-C meter. Right, okay, that's all done. Doesn't really matter which way I rig this up. The main thing is going to be when I plug this in, what it's going to do. Okay, well, at least it's getting power. And it looks like it's working. Well, let's see. Charge my phone, I guess, and see what happens. Yep, there we go. Wow, that was surprisingly uneventful. So at least we know that the 340N works perfectly fine. Which is good, because I've got a bunch of those boards coming in the next couple of days. So hopefully what we'll do is, hopefully they will be like the production ready. I can sign them off, so to speak, and get them made. But for the first batch I'll hand make a few of them, and then we can sell those off. I've already sold a couple, so I have to do the rest. Let's see. Now that's jumping around. That should have switched over to 8 volts by now. I don't know what my phone is doing, but it's jumping all over the place. Maybe it doesn't like that side. This is a second-hand phone. It was a water-damaged one, and I got the data off, and I exchanged the phone for the job. Yeah, it's not switching into 8 volt mode, but that's okay. I'm not too surprised. I'll try a laptop. As soon as I can find one. In my other room. Be right back. I see no reason for this to not work. Oops, except when I plug the wrong cable. You know what, I prefer it on that side anyway. Hey, Tech Services. Let's see. Yeah, there we go, 20 volts. It's all good. Nice charge rate there. Yeah. So yeah, we'll hopefully see these new boards show up in the next day or two. They're supposedly here in Australia, somewhere between Sydney and Townsville, which is quite a long trek. It's about 2,500 kilometres. But when they get here, we'll have a bit of a long stream where we just build them all up and get them ready. And they will have the 340Ns on them already, because that's what, where is it? That's what this top layer is. This is of the one that is to arrive. So as you can see, I've ditched the INA 219, we've gone straight for the 237 just by default. We've got the T212 and then we've got the 340N. So they're the three chips now. I do have two different regulators I can choose from. We've got the SOT223 type 1, which is really a major overkill. The main reason we ended up with that one on there was when we had the 16:2 matrix LCD on there, and they don't draw a lot of power, but I wanted to make sure I had plenty of overhead. But I've also got a SOT23 little MCP 1702 type 1, and that can just sit there, and that will be the one we'll most likely populate. I also got some proper little 603 LEDs with a low mini candelier. Hey.
Unfortunately, some lumps went in there.
What happened?
Some lumps.
Some lumps.
Like blueberry lumps.
Oh, that's fine. No, thank you, my love. Lunch has arrived. It's this display on screen amps are different. Yeah, you're right about that actually. What's going on there? Oh, I know why. Yeah, good spotting. The reason being is because I haven't changed the shunt on that one. This one I have. I got my 25 milliohm shunts, but this is running a 50 milliohm shunt. So it shows it correctly on here because the firmware on here is made for the 50 milliohms. So we'll change that just after I finish my drink. So yeah, we'll need a firmware update. And the reason why it shows different on the screen above is because I've made the software work on the 25 milliohm shunt output. So yeah, that just needs an update. This here is just one of the prototype boards. The one we've had to switch the I2C lines on it. We had to do all sorts of things to that one. But that was good spotting. Does the new boards work with Android? No reason it can't. If it should work for all USB-C. My boards aren't prejudiced towards the phones and things like that. Yeah, like I know, but it would make for good video footage if that happened, unfortunately. So I'm tempted to keep it there. Oh, what the? That's more like it. And also, Flexboard View 5 is very close to being done. I mean, the actual software is done, but I'm still working on the website. And by the way, yes, you can see the full URL there, but it actually, you probably won't be able to get to it because I've made it so it only works on my IP. But the only thing that's holding me back right now is I actually need to flesh out the whole setup here. The other thing is I do now also have a upgrade option. So when you put in your details, if it detects that you've got a license that has no longer got the upgrade path available to it, it will offer for you to do an upgrade. So I think you can do it. I can't remember HTML it or PHP. It's very bad of me to be inconsistent like that. There, here we go. Yeah. So you just put in the details and you can do the upgrade. And that will immediately upgrade your existing license, and then you'll be able to go along and download the latest version 5. What machine you use as your daily driver? Yes, all of them. The problem I have is that I've got... this is wrong. We don't need job data. This machine here is my YouTube machine. But really that's for the most part what YouTube, it's just a video recording machine. It's not actually that nicely set up for doing data entry or anything like that. It's actually quite awkward because I've got to sort of stick my hands up. I don't have a good keyboard configuration here, so I may just live with it until one day I get a new workshop, or I don't know, I'll come up with something perhaps. This is the i12, i12. This is the i5 12th generation. I think it's 12600, I think this machine is, with a NVIDIA T400 card in it, and that just helps with the encoding. But my real sort of programming machine, things like that, that's upstairs. That's the 10th generation, I think, a 10500. It's just a machine I bought on whim from bits and pieces. I probably could have it a little bit faster, but I think it's really more my solid state drives are a bit suckful. Yeah. Okay, I don't yet have a store for any of these devices. I guess what I'll probably do is I'll just simply put a buy now simple link for PayPal, and that'll be the easiest way to do it, as opposed to having a full store. Found the lumps. Alright. So we're going to change the shunt on this one. May as well while we can. Now I've got to put new gloves on, damn it. Alright, we don't need the schematic for this one. We just need the chip, the resistor. I made sure I got a few of them. The nice thing about dropping down to a 25 milliamp shunt is that we waste quite a bit less power. So that's nice. Okay. What did I break now? No! It killed my... Come on. There we go. Actually, I think it'd be a quarter of the power. Because it'd be I squared R. And it'd be half the resistance. Oh no, yeah, half the power, literally. Ignore me. I'm just being dumb. Kleeman. Too early to do math, yeah, well, doing math on YouTube while also doing this, it's a bit of a crazy move. Okay. And we do have to reflash this one. Oh, not this crap. Every freaking time. Okay. That's it. I've got to do this once and for all. Yay, finally. So no more will I be doing. Okay. Ah, flip, not that crap again. Yeah, well, that was great. We just basically broke the multimeter again. If anyone knows how to make AVR programmer look for the programmer rather than just the USB one. I might have to modify the source code for that building code so that it actually sees if the COM port is already locked. A1 I started when I was about 9 years old, and I sort of mostly did. Okay, I know what's going on here. I've done this before. Anyway, so yeah, mostly self-taught for the most part, but I also did a lot of university, 4 or 5 years of university. So, but university was more about. Does this need to be? It shouldn't need to be pseudo on this one. Oh, great! Now it's pseudo found. Yeah, have I got this backwards? Did I have that backwards? I don't think so. Yes, I did. Congratulations, Mr. Daniels. You installed it backwards. But university is very handy for teaching you the things that you wouldn't otherwise normally perhaps bother to learn if you were self-taught. It just sort of like, it takes you to paths that you wouldn't have normally followed. Which is very handy, yeah, particularly with things like algorithms, complexity, understanding performance orders or optimizations, and just all the nitty-gritty bits that are predominantly essentially just applied math and statistics and things like that, but are very handy for when you're working on code. Learning how to actually write code, as in write C or write Python and stuff like that, that's not really the hard part. The hard part is understanding how to apply that. A simple example might be sort of like, why do you use quicksort rather than bubble sort, or why, is there something better than brute force with string searching, like which is better, is KMP or Boyer-Moore, all that sort of stuff that really you don't think twice about. Okay, that is running, but now I've got to run the software. And likewise with database theory, that sort of stuff. So it's all the theoretical stuff that, most people wouldn't really give two hoots about. Like, I got lucky that I had two neighbors who had computers, and I just found myself naturally inclined to program on them. I mean, at that stage, they were Z80. One was a Z80 machine, the other one was a 6802 or something like that. And then I got my own machine, which was another Z80. And just sort of, I couldn't let it go. Anyway, this is working, so now you can see that indeed they match up pretty good. Obviously the LCD lags a little bit because it does a 5-frame sample, whereas the the application is sample for sample. How long have I been working for myself? Ever since I was 15. Yeah. And before I was 15, I was being subcontracted out by my parents to do just general IT stuff in the mines and things like that. My first electronics contract was with the school. After I finished school, they got me to build these things for the physics department. There wasn't anything too significant, but it was the first contract. So it's been a while, and I mean, I have worked 9-to-5 jobs by other people. I used to work at Dick Smith Electronics. That was a horrible job. I hated it, but it was money, so that was fine. And when you're 15, you kind of need the money so you can go and get yourself a motorbike. And then after that, all the while I was always doing things as well for other people outside of the employments because the Dick Smith job was only a casual. And then I got employed by a computer store to run their tech department for a couple of years. And then after that I went off to Africa. All the while I was always still also my own independent business, so it was always good. Whiskey while watching the magician. Don't drink anymore. Not anymore. Anyway, that's enough for me. I've got to go get some other things done. I've got customers turning up, but it was good to see that for once in this damn prototyping protracted process that we seem to be going through, things went straightforward. So let's hope that the boards that do turn up, hopefully they'll be here tomorrow, let's hope the boards that do turn up don't have any other bugs in them. I also have the new ring lights coming. The only real modification on the ring light is just simply going to be that on the DC jack I don't have to run the bridge. There's a bridge wire there. Other than that, it's all the same, but it'd be nice to not have to have that mod on there. Alright. Okay, well, I'm out of here. You all take care. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, catch you later.